So guys, I came back with cash flow statement part 3. No, part 2 actually. So hello everyone. Today you will be happy that I'll be discussing those queries of students जो बहुत ज़्यादा रहती हैं and the most Google queries हैं आज का मेरा topic. तो वो सारी डिस्कस करते हैं. पहले स्टार्ट करते हैं डेफिनेशन ऑफ कैश. दैट हाउ मच कैश इज जनरेटेड एंड हाउ मच यूज ड्यूरिंग a 1 year period. So this comes to know all about this from the cash flow statement. So it actually it contains 3 activities: operating, investing and financing. So basically that deals with the inflows and outflows of the item, and certainly when we begin with the cash flow statement, we took the net profit from the P&L and add back those items which are non-cash, actually which have reduced the net profit, जिन्होंने net profit को कम किया हुआ है, but they were actually non-cash, जो cash में हुई नहीं है, and they are जो cash में नहीं हुई है, but they have certainly reduced the net profit. So we'll add back those items and those non-cash items, and then we'll add back non-operating items, which is because these are non-operating and we are saying the cash flow from operating, so we have to add back and then we have to see those items, and then where the non-operating items are to be put, then it is to be shown at the end, like a cash flow from financing in certain items in investing, because these are to be shown where they are required. मतलब जहाँ पे उनको आना चाहिए वहीं पे आएंगे. ऊपर जब वो नेट प्रॉफिट में ऐड हुए होते हैं वहाँ पे उनको नहीं ऐड होना चाहिए, बिकॉज हमें कैश फ्लो फ्रॉम ऑपरेटिंग अलग से देखना है, इन्वेस्टिंग अलग से और फाइनेंसिंग अलग से. मैं कुछ आइटम्स की बात करूँगी जो आइटम्स आर वेरी नेसेसरी. लाइक सबसे पहले क्या इंटरेस्ट रिसीव्ड ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट, क्या एक इन्वेस्टिंग एक्टिविटी या ऑपरेटिंग है या फाइनेंसिंग है. अगर इंटरेस्ट रिसीव्ड है इन्वेस्टमेंट्स के ऊपर, तो अगर देखिए वो नॉन फाइनेंशियल कॉरपोरेशन है तो फिर वो इन्वेस्टिंग एक्टिविटी का पार्ट बनेगा. बट अगर वो सिंस इट इज़ अ फाइनेंशियल कॉरपोरेशन विच डील्स इन buying and selling their shares and then the interest is received, then वो उसकी ऑपरेटिंग एक्टिविटी, क्योंकि उसका रोज़ का काम है फाइनेंशियल कॉरपोरेशन का यही काम करना. बट अगर यही वो नॉन फाइनेंशियल है जिसका रोज़ का ये काम नहीं है, उसने अपनी इनकम को जस्ट इन्वेस्ट किया और वहाँ से जो इंटरेस्ट आया, दैट इज़ इंटरेस्ट रिसीव इज़ एन इन्वेस्टिंग एक्टिविटी. सो आगे बात करते हैं कि जैसे इंटरेस्ट पेड क्या होगा. अब इंटरेस्ट पेड अगर हम इंटरेस्ट पे करते हैं तो दैट मीन्स वी आर पेइंग इट टू सम इंस्टीट्यूशन फॉर सम लोन टेकन, बोरोइंग टेकन, समथिंग we have taken from them, and then we are in return we are paying them interest. So in that case the interest paid becomes your financing activity. कुछ फाइनेंस करवाया उसके बदले कुछ इंटरेस्ट पे किया. ना उसके बाद हम बात करेंगे कि जैसे आपके प्रीलिमिनरी एक्सपेंसेस वो होते हैं जो आप एक्सपेंसेस पहले से पे कर देते हो. इन केस वो डिक्रीज़ हो रहे हैं, इसका मतलब कि वो राइट ऑफ हो रहे हैं और उनमें कोई एक्चुअल कैश इन्वॉल्वमेंट नहीं है. तो जब वो डिक्रीज़ होते हैं तो यू नीड टू ऐड बैक इन द नेट प्रॉफिट. एंड देन अगर आपके पास डेटर्स आपके इंक्रीज़ हो जाएं तो हाउ यू विल ट्रीट इन कैश फ्लो स्टेटमेंट. अगेन वही चीज़ है कि अगर आपके डेटर्स जो आपका एसेट है वो आपके इंक्रीज़ हो गए हैं तो आप उसको लेस कर दोगे. हाउ यू ट्रीट द जनरल रिज़र्व. सो जनरल रिज़र्व आप कैसे ट्रीट करेंगे. जो रिज़र्व है अगर उसमें कुछ ट्रांसफ़र हुआ है तो वो आप अगर उसकी लायबिलिटी इंक्रीज़ हुई है तो वो आप ऐड कर देंगे to the net profit when you are calculating net profit before tax and extraordinary item. First step, remember this is added in first step, and if it is decreased then you would deduct. And then other item is like और आप क्या करेंगे. this ये most कहते हैं ना most asked questions हैं students के, that's why I am taking today these questions. और होता है अगर हम ट्रीटमेंट की बात करें, प्रीमियम ऑन रिडेम्पशन ऑफ डिबेंचर्स की, हाउ वुड यू ट्रीट दिस. देन प्रीमियम ऑन रिडेम्पशन ऑफ डिबेंचर्स ऑफ सपोज अगर कंपनी को प्रीमियम पे करना पड़ता है रिडेम्पशन पे, या उस इस मीन्स कि उसको ज़्यादा अमाउंट पे करना पड़ रहा है रिडेम्पशन जब वो वापसी कर रही है, तो इसका एक टाइप का एक्सपेंस ही है। तो ये एक आउटफ्लो जो है दैट इज़ मीन्स ये आपका एक एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी आइटम है। तो आपका ये जब आपने प्रीमियम पे किया होगा तो आपने डेबिट करा होगा, तो नाउ यू ऐड बैक दिस प्रीमियम इन द नेट प्रॉफिट एज एन एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी आइटम. So you're going to add this as an extraordinary item when you're calculating net profit before tax and extraordinary items. So hi, moving on to questions. Question number 17 of 2021 of TS Garib. So I'm reading question number 17 for you. Sunrise Limited reported net profit after tax of 640 for the year ended 31st March 21. Relevant extract from balance sheet. Inventories are given for both the years. Trade receivable, paid expense, trade payable, provision, depreciation is given 55,000. There's a claim. This is an extraordinary item. Then there's a gain on sale of investment 20,000 appear in the statement of P&L. So calculate cash flow from operating activities. So how are we going to, I'm just solving it on the board, so kindly have a look. So net profit before tax and extraordinary items. For this we have net profit after tax given to us in the question, which is 640. Then we have some provision for tax which will add provision for tax, which is 50,000. So now we'll be adding, so this is net, then we have some claim which earlier we have added, and now I'm going to deduct this insurance claim of insurance, which is 50,000. So this provision is for 20,000 and this claim is for 50,000, and here we get a total of 6,10,000. So this is net profit after tax. This is net profit before tax. This is net profit you get before tax and extraordinary items. Now we'll have to make an adjustment for non-cash and non-operating items. This is first item is add depreciation. So can you see this? I'm adding depreciation of rupees 55,000. Then I have to deduct the less gain on sale of investment. This is 20,000. Now total of this comes to here 35,000. And I get net profit after tax. This is net profit after tax. After non-cash and non-operating items. But before working capital changes. So less decrease in stock, add decrease in stock. These are the current asset items. We have to see whatever the cash inflow or outflow is there. 10,000. Now less decrease in trade receivables. 40,000. Now add increase in trade payable. 30,000. Now less increase in prepaid expense. 14,000. Now after doing all these adjustments, this is 30 plus 40 and this is 54. 54 minus 40 is, I get 14,000 in negative. So here I get so you can see that here I get cash generated from, you can see here I get cash generated from operations. Now after doing these adjustments, I get 6,31,000. Now there is a tax paid. Now I have to make for tax paid a separate account, propose for provision for tax, right? So there is an opening provision as well as closing provision. So by balance brought down. So opening provision is given to me 15,000. Whatever is the opening provision in the absence of any tax paid will be taken as a tax paid. This is a rule that in the absence of any information, if no tax paid is given to us, then you take opening provision as tax paid, and there is a closing balance given to us to balance carried down of 20,000. So this is the provision we have created during the year regarding the provision for tax. So this is a provision of 20,000 we have created, which I have already taken. So here I am get a total of 35,000 on provision for tax. So this provision I have already taken as 20,000. So here I am be taking a tax paid 15,000. So after getting after doing this adjustment of 15,000 here of tax paid, I'll get 6,16,000. So I get 6,16,000. Then there is this is then add cash flow from operating activities. From extraordinary activities. Which is insurance claim received. This is 50,000. So I'll get a total of 6,66,000. So here comes my answer. 6,66,000 is my answer. That is a cash flow from the operations. So then moving on to next question. So kindly note down this question and I am wiping it off. So moving on to question number 18. Computing cash flow from operating activities. The profit for the year ended 31st March. So they are we have to compute the cash flow from operating activities. Now there is profit for the year ended 31st March 21 after providing for depreciation. We need net profit before tax and extraordinary items. Which is profit simply is given to us, net profit is given to us 10,000 and there is no adjustment regarding this, and so we'll be adding, this is the net profit given to us, note down before for the year ended, and we have to adjust the non-cash and non-operating items. We have to adjust the non-cash and non-operating items because there is no adjustment regarding the provision and regarding the extraordinary items. So this is, we have depreciation as a non-cash item. So I'll be adding it because earlier in the net profit this depreciation was deducted, and now so I'm going to add this depreciation. So to get a true cash flow, so this depreciation is, I'm writing here 10,000 and depreciation is 2,000. Now this is we get here I get one, there is a provision for doubtful debts, this is of 200, and now I get a profit of 12,200. Now I get operating profit. Now I have to find out operating profit before working capital changes. This is, I need to find out before working capital changes. So this is, I have to add and I have to decrease certain items, like I have trade receivables. So you can see as there is a increase in the trade receivable of 1,000, so I am deducting 1,000 here. Now trade payable, you can see that there is a trade payables, again there is an decrease in trade payables, so we increase in trade payables, so I am adding 2,000 here. Then there is an inventories increase, so I will be deducting with 3,000 here. Then there are other current assets increase, so I'll be deducting 2,000 here. So expenses payable, which is our liability, this must have been increased, so I am adding 500. Then there is a prepaid expenses, which is asset. Prepaid expenses has been increased, so I am adding up here 1,000. Then there is accrued income. Accrued income, you know, that income which is you have earned but not have received yet. So this is my asset and there is an increase, so I'll be deducting here 1,000. Then there is an income received in advance, which is our liability. So 1,000, there is a decrease of 1,000. So you'll get a 7,700 cash flow from operating activities.